Hello there. I thought that today what I would do for you is review the older 4-column Dake Bible against the newer 3-column Dake Bible. I'm not going to go into the Dake Bible itself too much, but just compare the two versions of the Dake Bible. As you can see from the outset, the 4-column Dake Bible is taller than the 3-column Dake Bible. I won't give you the dimensions because you can look them up, but I'm just comparing them one to the other. They are approximately the same width, or almost exactly the same width. And the 3-column is much thicker than the 4th column. It's hard to give page numbers because he restarts the page numbering from the Old Testament to the New Testament, but you can see it's a lot thicker. Also, the newer 3-column Dake Bible has a ribbon, and the 4-column Dake Bible has no ribbon. But of course, you can always add ribbons or replace ribbons or do whatever you like, and dealing with ribbons is fun. The major thing, of course, you'll notice is going to be the layout. I'm going to go to the New Testament. We can get some red letter. And the red letter and the type size, and this is where all the differences really start to come in. The 4-column Dake Bible has the notes in the center, has the text in the center 2 columns and the notes in the outer 2 columns. The note typeface is smaller than the text typeface. In the 3-column Dake, the text is up here in the inner corner, and the notes are in 3 columns surrounding it. And again on this side, 3 columns surrounding it. So the size of the text and the size of the notes are the same on the 3-column, where once again the size of the text compared to the size of the notes, the text is bigger, the notes are smaller. Here they're the same. The red is more strawberry, whereas here the red is more crimson. This type is a bolder type, so even though it's smaller, for me, it's easier to read, even though it's very small. And also the paper's thicker, so you have very, very little ghosting, whereas in the 3-column, the paper's thinner and you have more ghosting. And the text isn't as bold, even though it's a very, very nice typeface. And it's still easy to read, but not, to me, as easy to read as even this smaller type. And I need glasses very badly and wear them because I need them. But to me, this is easier to read. A difference, too, is they all have the same, underlining, for emphasis. So they all have that. But in the 3-column, what you see is whenever there's little special articles, you'll see them in bold and italics. On this page, I can't tell you if there's a special article necessarily or not, because in this one, the special articles are just in the regular underlining. And I can show you an example of that in Genesis. So let me go back to Genesis. So here's Genesis, where it tells you to see the summary of Genesis. And here it says, see the dateless past. And this one, if you go to Genesis, in the 3-column, you will see this in bold. So see the summary of Genesis on page 75, see the dateless past on page 76. So you see they have the advantage of having, modern typeface. You get a little bit more spacing in his little keys, where here they're kind of jumbled up a little bit, that kind of thing. Okay, so another major, you'll see the same difference then in the end chapter materials, the summaries of the books. Like here's a book summary. You see it's kind of organized in a much more modern way, some more modern look. Whereas here's notes on Deuteronomy. The notes on a book are, much smaller. It follows all the small notes because these are notes. Whereas in the 3-column, in the 3-column, you have, like nice bold centered heads and very nicely typeset lists. In here, 12 statements of God to Israel, and here they are numbered, and then 10 sets of things to choose from. And they're all numbered. Whereas here you've got, the nice headings. So they're set forth, I think, more clearly here. In the back of the book, you'll see the same thing with the concordance. You've got the bold, italic, and here you have the underline with indents. Both are indented. So once again, this is a little bit easier to read because it benefits from modern typesetting as compared to this. In the Plan of the Ages, it's really, really nice. In the newer volume, first of all, the newer volume does not have this chart, the circle of the ages and dispensations. So that's only in the 4 volume. I think that's about the only content difference that I know of. So here you have the Plan of the Ages. It's black and white. I'm not really sure how usable that is. But in this one, you have the blow-up sections. So here's the whole thing, and see the section right here, the circle? That's what we're looking at right there. And then it goes out here. So this is that section. And then this one, right, is there. Or no, it's here. Sorry. It's here. And then here we're blowing up this piece. And then here we're blowing up this piece. So you get these blow-ups. You can actually really, really read them. And the maps also are different. These have more traditional maps, more traditional color maps, where these have black and white maps that to a certain degree are not overly usable because of their black and whiteness. But on the other hand, they're really kind of fascinating. They both have these, oh my goodness. Legends under the maps, or whatever you want to say under the map. But they have these like really nice little features that you just don't get on other everyday Bible maps. So they're not particularly usable, but they are particularly different. And you don't really get to see different Bible maps that often. And I would say that the last major difference between the two is the gutter. Here is the 4 volume, opened wide. And as you can see, the text does not fall into the gutter. There it is laying flat. No text falling into the gutter. Okay, so let me get the 3 volume and show you the same thing. Here's the 3 volume laying flat. The text does fall into the gutter. So it's kind of, it's a hard decision between the two because they're both really great and they both have really great features. So I would say that mostly it's going to come down to what you're going to do most of the time, which is read the Bible and the notes. Whether you prefer, we have the New Testament here. This sort of strawberry kind of red letter, and don't mind this ghosting to exchange for the larger type, or, at least this is what was my decision in the end, or whether you like, even though this type is considerably smaller, it's darker and there is less ghosting. So it really falls into personal preference, and I hope that's helpful to you to help you make your decision over which of the Dake Bibles you prefer. Thanks so much and have a great day.